Alright, good morning guys. Good morning, welcome back guys. Welcome back everyone. Let me just get a quick audio check guys, welcome back. Let me fix this up here. Good morning guys, good morning. Let me just mute this. Happy Wednesday everyone. Happy Wednesday guys. Let me just fix this up here. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Good afternoon from Sydney. What up, man? What's up? What's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Well, you're very good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. You guys on YouTube. If anyone is new here, welcome back. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. They mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. I'll be with you guys for at least the next hour or so, and we'll see what we get for the markets today, guys. Gold's been on some huge moves yesterday, pulled back, huge ranges, and a nice little sell-off today in Asia. Nice little sell-off today. What's with the crowns on YouTube? Everyone's got crowns on YouTube. What's this new? Is this a new YouTube feature? Is there any YouTube feature? Everyone's got crowns next to them. Well, not everyone, but there's a lot of crowns going on here. What's this? Top fans. Nice. Cool. What up, guys? What up? Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Interesting week in the market so far, guys. Very interesting. Whoever's been chatting the most in the chat. Nice. Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know some of you guys were asking about pre-London today. There's no pre-London session because there was simply no trades on gold. If there was anything worth taking, I would jump on with you guys, but that's what we'll do with the pre-Londons on my channel moving forward. If there's nothing worth jumping on, I don't want to sit here and watch it. It's counterproductive, but we'll absolutely still be here every day as always as well, guys. We've got Sammy joining me today. Sammy's fast asleep. I don't know if he's sleeping because gold's not moving or all the markets are ranging. But yeah, we'll have a look at some markets here, guys. Yesterday on Nasdaq, we came down to that weekly opening level where there was no bottom wick on this weekly time frame. We finally came back down and created that bottom wick beautifully. So all the way up until yesterday, this weekly candle opened with a huge instant top wick with no bottom wick. Then we came all the way back down, huge bottom wick, and now we're trying to squeeze back higher. So pretty decent sell-off on NQ yesterday. We'll break that all down properly here in a second as well. Remember, guys, it is a shorter week this week. That's why I'm trading combines here today, because it's NFP tomorrow. We want a prize, yeah. I don't know if I can get you a prize, maybe. I don't know if I have any prizes to offer. We're in the top 3 here, nice. I don't know if I have any... I don't know if I have any prizes to offer, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just trading combines this week, guys. It's been a bit of a funny week. I had no trades yesterday after gold had a huge push with no pullback. We have NFP tomorrow, so I was like, I don't want to trade funded accounts today. It doesn't make sense. So I was like, yeah, I'll just trade some combines instead, which I'm just copy trading 200Ks. Yeah, we'll do the t-shirts on my next one for sure. Let me just get the news up here, guys, so I can see it on the London Times. So what do we have today? We have ADP non-farm employment changes at 1:15 London time. And then tomorrow, guys, remember tomorrow is NFP day. Tomorrow is NFP day. So expect a funny day tomorrow, guys. Obviously, it's 4th of July on Friday, so markets are fully closed. So NFP is tomorrow. That's why I'm trading a combine here. I'll probably be just trading combines all week. Remember, guys, you don't have to trade your funded accounts, every single day. We've got plenty of time to make July a great month. But we'll execute on the funded accounts when the time is right. In the meantime, we can just trade the combines here. Still get a good feel for the markets, but not wanting to take a risk on any funded accounts. SodaStream, yeah, I love my SodaStream, man. My SodaStream is my favorite purchase, which actually my girlfriend got it for me for, I don't know, Christmas or a birthday. It's a fantastic gift. I use it every day. You gotta love the sparkling water. So let's have a look on gold here, guys. We've got 20 minutes until the London's gonna open. Let's have a look. Let's go to the daily. Obviously, we closed very bullish yesterday on gold. And don't trade on Friday. It doesn't make any sense. It's not worth it. You got NFP the previous day, and it's 4th of July. Markets will be dead. Even if it does move, there's no point. There's no point wasting time sat on the charts, hoping that it moves. No, I wouldn't watch it. It's 4th of July as well. 4th of July is a huge bank holiday. So have a look here on gold yesterday, guys. We did close. We closed very bullish yesterday. Now, yesterday was a lovely buy on gold. Previous day grabbed lows and closed bullish. However, by the time we jumped on for London, you know, price was already up like 350 ticks. There's no point trying to buy after that, because where are we also tapping into on gold? Major resistance right at our 33.50 level. So here's our 33.50 level. That's massive. I think I have this as daily support. Well, this is now been massively broken into daily resistance. So that's daily support. Let's have a look here. Weekly. Yeah, kind of big weekly support, weekly resistance, now daily resistance. So tough thing here on gold is you have huge daily support here. Huge daily support. Look at this. Massive support. Big support. Lots of price action happening around here. Major support. We broke below it last week. And then first thing here on Monday, we grabbed the lows and closed right back above. So we confirmed a massive fake out on the support, and now we're kind of stuck within 33.50 and 3300. One big massive daily range on gold, with NFP tomorrow and 4th of July. So this is another reason why it doesn't make sense to me to trade funded accounts, because setups within this area, can get pretty choppy. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Yep. Only 2 days into the second half of the year. Plenty of time to make bank without trading NFP. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But that's the thing, guys. You got to remind yourselves, we all get into trading for the freedom. But if you can't bear to not be on the charts 24/7, you're going to have a very, very stressful time. Now, looking here on gold, previous 4 hour was actually quite nice for some longs. You came down, grabbed lows, and closed bullish. However, look where you came into. Right into major resistance. So kind of what I'm thinking here on gold is, if you break these previous 4 hour lows, gold could be coming back down for a decent retracement to kind of fill this inverse head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, big head. Potentially come down for that big right shoulder. Around that 33.20, 33.30-ish, if not down to 33.25. If we break this 4 hour low, if we hold this 4 hour low, then there's a potential to get some fake out buys up into yesterday's high. So we're in a pretty big make or break level. Breaking this previous 4 hour low, if we just measure this, down into this next range, it's about 100 plus ticks, which is pretty good. That's a pretty decent range. Russell made a very nice move yesterday. Oh, nice. We'll have a look. I remember looking at the Russell. The Russell's probably the nicest out of all of the markets. We'll have a look at that. So yeah, previous 4 hour came down, grabbed lows, closed bullish. However, we are opening and pushing down pretty aggressively here within the first 42 minutes of this 4 hour candle. So can this flip back bullish and form a 4 hour morning star? We'll have to see. The lower time frame will kind of paint the picture there. You can see here in the hourly time frame here, we wicked out some highs here, held that 33.50 level, failed to close above, and then we continued selling off. So what's going to be interesting here on gold is, are we going to hold these 4 hour lows and this 30 is going to flip bullish? Or if we break these lows, you could be coming down for a decent pullback on gold, back down into these areas here at that 33.25. So this pre-London hourly closure is going to be very, very key here, guys. If this 30-minute does flip bullish, there's the potential for a buy. Only if this flips bullish. If it doesn't flip bullish, and you actually break below, then I think you can see a squeeze down into these lows here. If it does close bullish, however, then you could be shaping for a potential 30-minute morning star, where you'll have this nice rejection, and then the next 30-minute will come down, test the lows, and then you could be seeing a good push. And where could you be buying gold up into? Back up into these highs, looks pretty nice. 33.55, if not previous daily highs. So let's see how this 30 minutes going to close here on gold, guys, because this is going to be a very key closure. I would love to see a pretty decent fake out for this to have a squeeze up into this big resistance. Now, the only thing is, which is worth noting, this liquidity high here, I've just seen, if I just show you guys on Zoom can already see, if I just switch charts for a second, where are we? Here. What did we actually do here? We've actually already grabbed the highs in the currency chart. Which means you don't necessarily have to grab on the futures. If it's already been grabbed on the currency, it doesn't always have to be grabbed on the futures. So if you did miss that short today, because you weren't watching the currency, then you would have missed out on the short, which is where I got short here today. I took this, I took some sells down here today on gold. I took these shorts. Once price grabbed the lows and closed bullish, I was actually looking for longs, but then once I saw the currency had actually grabbed these highs, and this continued to break out, then I got short around here on gold, and squeezed this for a nice little short here. Ended up being like an 80 plus tick move, which was very, very nice. Just on the combines though, no funded accounts for me. But what's going to be interesting today is, you know, is this daily going to flip bullish and come and tag yesterday's high, or is it going to be a daily fake out and we continue to range? I personally do like yesterday's highs. I think that could be an interesting target. Let me just skip into this music. How do you get the countdown on Topstep? It is... Yeah, let me just skip this on here. Skip it on the copyright-free music. The countdown is... I think I did it in here. There you go. There. Everything's done on the spot chart, man. Everything's done on the spot chart. Countdown to bar close. Then you can get the timer on there. However, if this 30 minute does close bearish here on gold, then the hourly is going to be closing very bearish. But then you've got the potential to squeeze lower. So this hourly closure here is going to be very, very important, guys. So we want to wait for that. Now, let's have a look at the Russell. You guys said it did move nice yesterday. That's what we did speak about yesterday. Wow, that did move nice. Who remembers what we said yesterday about the Russell? Look at this. Look at Russell. This is what we spoke about yesterday, guys. I was saying how this is probably one of the nicest setups that we saw yesterday. Why? Because you had trend line coming down and you had some really nice highs. That was actually beautiful. It obviously didn't come until the New York session because it's the Russell, but that was huge. Look at that. Grabbed a lot of lows, broke out beautifully. Lovely, lovely, lovely buys here. Very, very nice buys. That was a huge push. Good job to you guys who did take that. If you trade the Russell, yes, that was a very, very nice push. Very, very, very nice push. Sells valid from 7:15 on the 50-minute chart. Depends if you had targets. Did you have targets? Yes, yeah, really clean move on the Russell. Depends if you have targets. For me, I don't see any targets here. You grab lows and close bullish, grab highs and close bearish. 4 hour grab lows and close bullish. Just because the 15 may have grabbed some highs doesn't mean that's time to go short. What matters is did you have targets or not. You could have easily held this and gone against you. So for me, there's no short here. There's no short here. If you don't have targets, you don't have a trade. A 15-minute grab and a breakout is not enough to have a good trading idea. That's just trying to jump in a trade even though it has pushed down. That's not the point. But 7:15, personally, I wouldn't have sold this. It's pretty 50-50 at that point. Yeah, lovely analysis on the Russell. I don't trade it, but nice to see the same principles that we do use on gold playing out there. And that's a huge move as well. Grab lows, broke out. Like, wow. Up into that support, that's up into that resistance area is a massive, massive move. Getting back the losses from gold, nice. I saw that. Yeah, Russell having a huge push. Big push. Which is surprising because daily on NQ yesterday ended up closing pretty bearish. Which is interesting. To be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing NQ have a bit of an overall pullback at this all-time high resistance to buy more stocks overall. But it's yeah, you had a decent closure yesterday. You had a pretty bearish engulfing candle of Monday's candle. How Monday opened and instantly pushed up, held that 22,900 level, closed right back below. But you are back at support as well. You're back at support. Look at this. Where did you tap into yesterday? Look at that. Where did you tap into? Right down into some lows of what, last Friday? Came down, tagged the lows, instantly rejected. Now you're breaking back higher. That would have been a great. Didn't you guys get short on that yesterday? I didn't trade NQ yesterday because the price action was pretty choppy. But that was a lovely short. That was a really nice short. Yeah, Russell just another US indice that moves in NY session. Came up, tagged the highs. Huge sell-off yesterday. Big sell-off. Yeah, tech stocks are down. Yep, funds can hold so much. Sure. But what can you see on here at NQ? What's going to happen? Are we going to continue breaking back higher? 4 hour here just grabbed lows and closed bullish. So, you got to be careful on NQ because, any dips you get bought back up pretty quick, which we can kind of see here. Any dips you get bought right back up. I still like gold having a massive sell here, guys, which is good because NQ continues squeezing. I still like NQ to come up and create some new highs. Again, though, the major decider here for this week for all markets is going to be NFP tomorrow. That's going to be the main mover here. We've got London open in about 10 minutes, guys. Gold having a big sell-off. Gold having a very big sell-off. So here, grab lows, close bullish. You're in Asia. A nice little run up here in Asia. I get skeptical trading too much in Asia as we get closer to the summer months. If you guys have never traded summer months before, be careful trying to go too hard in especially something like Asia, because you can burn yourself out before the real market volume comes in. So did have a nice little fake out here today, back above 22,700, grabbed lows and closed bullish. Nice little buy here. Now create a bit of range. So could we see a continue squeezing into 22,800? Possibly. I would like to see a little bit of a pullback first on NQ before you could get some longs. Maybe come down, squeeze the lows, and then you could be looking for a buy up into here. You kind of broke this massive level yesterday, didn't quite come down to retest it. So previous hourly lows on NQ for potential buys could be interesting. Could be interesting. Hourly close on gold. Just the whole entire plan. Liquidity grabs and target. Same thing every time. Nothing changes. Just the exact same thing. Pull back, liquidity grab, and target. That's it. Same thing. But yeah, gold having a nice little sell off here. Probably get a decent hourly closure here. Yesterday I did no trades for me yesterday. I took a sell here in Asia, just on a combine, but no, I didn't take a single trade yesterday. No trades for me yesterday. Gold was just on a crazy run yesterday. Now, I wanted to short gold above these highs here. However, yesterday was insane on gold. Absolutely insane. That monthly coming up for that huge top wick. So, by the time we were up here, it was coming into New York session. I was like, oh, we've been non-stop since London, Asia. I don't want to start, I don't want to start trading against a 600 tick move. So I was like, oh, I'll come back tomorrow. But look at this top wick on the monthly on gold. To me, this could flip bearish at any point and be coming for a decent pullback. Hey Aaron, hey man, when do you consider a high, low a target, and when do you disregard them? Highs and low targets are, just a previous high or low that hasn't been grabbed. For instance, here we haven't grabbed these lows, so that could be a nice target. If you start to reject from here, you could bring in some buyers where they sit their stops just below the previous low. So these would be potential liquidity targets here for today on gold. Back down at this 85 to 8.5 to 36. And then below here, you could come for a deeper pullback. We've got the London Open soon here as well, guys. But if you're going to short gold, you could just need to see a simple pullback. You're going to sell it from here. Maybe sell it above some previous highs if you can come up. Wick some highs. Like this here today. Wick some highs, break the lows, then you go short. That was literally the whole reason for sells here today in Asia. You had a massive fake out. You broke above, broke right back below. You wicked out some highs, and then you got short. You want to see the exact same thing. Same thing every single time we take a trade. You wick out highs, you break lows, and you go short. You wick out some highs, you break lows, and then you go short. Super simple. Super, super simple. Yeah, we can have a look at yes as well. Yep. Sending love, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Love learning from you. Thank you, man. Set my alarm to keep waking up to watch your live streams every morning. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Very nice. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. So short you say, okay, I just went short. I can't tell if that's a joke or not. I hope that's a joke. If I'm going to get short on gold, it's above some previous highs to get a good risk reward. If you try short from here on gold, where's your stop loss? What, all the way above here? Because that wasn't a target earlier, because you have no interest in the lows when price is all the way this high. You only have interest in this lows once price comes near to it. Previous 4-hour grab lows and close bullish, so there's no reason to even consider these lows when you're this high. But once you start coming close to it, then you can say, okay, cool, now you'll probably grab it. But when you're up here, there's no reason to consider this low. Yeah, I already went through the Asia short. It was just this liquidity grab here, big fake out, and this little short here. Huge liquidity grab, wicked out some highs. He had a massive fake out of 33.50. You broke above, broke right back below. Here. You broke it, wicked out some loads of highs and held it. And I could see gold today coming for a much deeper pullback as well. On our Asian market call, we're basically looking for price to come potentially back here. So that was the reason for shorting here. It didn't come quite down that low, but it didn't really matter too much. Yeah, as soon as I saw it grabbing some highs and breaking out, I was like, boom. There's volume. There's your fake outs. There's your liquidity grabs here. 15-minute liquidity grab, 5-minute fake out. There's your short. So I got short around here. We've got London Open in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes for London Open. We can have a look at some other markets. Let's actually have a quick look at what else was shaping up yesterday that we had a look at. Was it the Euro we had a look at? Yes, it was. So this is what we spoke about on the Euro yesterday, guys. Once you close above this area, you have longs. You closed above, you had longs. Euro kind of played out nicely. It took its time. Took until about 9:30 London time. We said buys above this resistance. You grab lows, close bullish. Nice little buy trade there. Nice little 1 to 2 if you guys did take that. Nice squeeze there. So you had a great call on. You had massive gains on Russell yesterday. You had nice gains here on the Euro. Gold ended up having the pullback. So considering how range bound we have been, there's it's been some great trades here. Yeah, Euro on copper. Yeah, what did we have on copper? What did we have on copper? Broke down, pulled back, grabbed the highs, and then had a huge sell-off. Wow, look at that. That's huge. So you broke out of this range, pulled back, re-grabbed the highs, and a big sell-off. That euro trade was probably the nicest though. That's probably the nicest we saw all morning, to be honest. Gold's starting to have a little rejection here, which is good, guys. We have a rejection here on gold. Maybe bring in some early buyers, more likely to continue squeezing down. You're coming that close to this low now that I would say there's a high probability you're going to grab it. Anyone who would be looking for longs from here, sitting some stops just down below this low. So the likelihood is, we know how gold moves. If we can come up, tag some highs, and then re-break the lows, we could be looking to play that short, which is pretty much the exact same short I took in Asia. Grab some highs, and then shorting into the liquidity level. Daylight savings in London start. It's probably quite a while away now because they're into summer months. Probably maybe, what is it, September or October time maybe? Yeah, is it October time? Where is it? Let's see. It's probably quite a while away. Yeah, on the last Sunday of October. That's pretty far away. Good morning, mate. Good morning. Good morning. Level you have identified as a target for short potential. There's a level to buy is also a bounce of a 4-hour downward trend line to make a strong indication for potential buys. 33.20. Yeah, you could have a buy from down here. Yep. If you mean like down at this this kind of big inverse head and shoulders here. That's what I'm kind of trying to understand here on gold. Like, what are we actually going to do here? To me, this looks like a pretty interesting inverse head and shoulders. Like, we had this huge dip down here on Friday, grabbed the lows, held support, and then we had a nice massive run up on Monday. So there is the potential to, yeah, potentially come down here before then having a steeper pullback. Before then, you maybe see a much deeper drop on gold throughout July. But what will be interesting is it depends on how the daily closes as well. Because remember, we do have to keep in mind that we are at also very big resistance. We've got London open here, guys. You got to keep in mind, you know, gold is at huge resistance, and this weekly time frame, to be honest, is in a very, very messy range. But this is a huge weekly level, so that's why it's kind of like a make or break level on gold right now. You know, we're gonna hold this resistance and have a steep, you know, larger pullback on gold back down to 3,000, or we're gonna break back above and hit some all-time highs. To me, a big pullback on gold would make the most sense. But in terms of how could today close, I would imagine probably a little bit doji. The buys on yesterday made a lot of sense. Today's candle, you're not as sure. All right, we've got London open here, guys. We had a nice 30-minute rejection here on gold. If you can get a little bit of a pullback, you do have some potential short targets here. 15-minute morning star here shaping up. The reason I wouldn't buy this 15-minute morning star because you've now formed a double bottom. That would be what I would imagine. A lot of people are jumping in, more likely to squeeze it. Aaron, what's your minimum ticks for TP, if any? I'll try and go for minimum like 20 ticks on gold. 20 ticks, one contract, $200. That's the minimum. Ideally, I want to be aiming for more. But if I'm trading, like, say if I'm trading a range on gold, the minimum has to be like a 20 tick range. Anything smaller than that, you know, it's not worth trading. Otherwise, then you just end up getting chopped up. And I'm asking again, pardon me. All good, man. Could you explain it one more time how it breaks highs and lows? That's just what gold loves to do. Gold loves to come up, tag previous highs before selling off. That's where most people get trapped on the wrong side of gold. So pretty much right now, you'd be looking at this and you go, most people will probably be trying to buy here on gold. If gold's going to have a nice move up, it's going to come down, tag the lows before then potentially breaking higher. That's our best trades on gold. Kind of here, like yesterday. Where was our highs? I think we had these highs marked on here. I mean, even here, look, you come up, you tag the highs, massive sell-off. Here, come up, tag the highs, massive sell-off. Even here yesterday, was that yesterday? What do? Come down, tag the lows, really nice push. So we're pretty much looking for, again here yesterday, came up, tagged the highs, sell-off. So could we be seeing price come down, tag the lows, before then pushing higher? Maybe that's what gold loves to do. That's why people kind of get trapped on gold so much. It's because people try and buy support and resistance on gold and put their stops just a little bit above or below the previous level. And that's where people get trapped. People try buy here on gold, sit their stops down just below, get trapped out, and then it has the push. They try short here, sit stops just above, grabs the highs, and then has the pullback. Try buy here, sit their stops just below, and then price squeezes the lows. Your patience is one of the biggest lessons for us all. Thanks, Aaron. Awesome, man. That's what we like to hear. That's what it's all about. Patience pays. Patience pays. Coming right down for the lows here. I'd love to short this, but I can't short. I need to short above some highs. But at least we're not the ones trying to. At least not the ones trying to buy this on gold. I think anyone buying here is going to get trapped out early. And this is why I do watch any guys who maybe did just tune in. If you're saying, well, we didn't grab the highs here before this push down. If you actually have a look on the currency chart, we actually did this morning. That's why I got short here in Asia. Because we actually did. We came up. Oh, wrong tool, but it'll do. Came up, tagged the highs, and then had the short. That's why I got short here today in Asia. That's why I like to watch both. I watch the spot chart and I also watch the futures chart. All my execution is done on the futures, but that is the exact reason why I like to watch both. Mega sniper, yeah, mega sniper. And that's what you ought to be doing, gold. You just want to wait for gold to get into them key liquidity levels. You know, like when we were trying to get short yesterday. I mean, it did come into the New York session. But you know, above these highs, you know, you've pulled back like 250 ticks. Like that's huge. Same as here. Where did you get after you came down and grabbed these lows? How much did you rip up? 250 ticks. Okay, has all of these huge grabs. Look at this. Come ups, grabs the highs, huge short. Here, grab the highs, shorts above these highs, massive push. My personal favorite trades are identifying these levels and trading into them. The reason I wouldn't be buying this for a big push here today is because this high already got grabbed in the currency. So there's no clear targets here. Yeah, no top wick on this. No top wick on this current candle, guys. Coming here, straight push down here at the first 6 minutes London Open, squeezing out any early buys. So hopefully you guys aren't jumping at any longs here. There wasn't really a short for New York yesterday. That's why I didn't trade yesterday. It was very messy up here. The reason there was no real short yesterday in New York is because, you know, you don't just want to sell above these highs just for the sake of it. You kind of have to take that, you know, initiative to think, you know, from down here we've pushed up like 800 ticks. So there's no for me there's no reason to short above here just because it's the liquidity level after an 800 tick move, because I know it's going to get very choppy. That's why I didn't trade yesterday. There was no reason for me to trade New York yesterday because we had rallied so much, which from the open of yesterday, where was it, around here, it was like a 500 tick move, which is huge. So for me personally, it's too aggressive for me to want to trade against that. So there wasn't any real short here. I guess there was like a nice evening star here. Once you broke down, you could have maybe shorted the 4 p.m. London candle, but I think you get cleaner trades than that. 7 candle, nah, no shorts here in London. Nah, no shorts, man. 4 hour grab lows and close bullish. Get a 4 hour. Grab lows and close bullish. There's no trading against that. You're grabbing highs, grabbing lows, holding support, resistance. Nah, there's no shorts me here personally. If you short this 7 a.m. candle just because it grabbed highs, you're almost trying to predict too much. because it also grabbed lows in a bit of a range here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. NQ selling off, really. Spot chart data, just use the Oanda chart, but you can use any of them. They pretty much follow the same. NQ selling off, really? Let's have a look. Looks like a bit of a range. These lows here would be some downside levels to squeeze. You kind of got some highs up here as well, so you know, a little bit of range here. So first 6 minutes London Open here, guys. You got gold having a lovely squeeze into these lows. This is what we're talking about. Ideally, you know, that's the thing. You want to be able to spot these levels and trade into them. That's what I was hoping we could potentially do here this morning. But if I'm going to get short on gold, it's maybe above some previous 15 highs. Because I want to be, you know, I want to be selling into where most people are trying to buy, and that's going to be my trade. As opposed to, you know, waiting for price to get down here then trying to go long, I prefer to sell into these levels. I like to identify my liquidity levels and then trade into them. That's where, you know, our best trades are. So kind of like here yesterday. This was our liquidity level from yesterday. So ideally, you'd be buying up into that. However, there was no pullback yesterday. You just were non-stop ripping on gold. Because then when you get above here, there's nothing to say, you know, you can't grab these highs and keep pushing up. And then you get trapped trying to trade out of the liquidity. So I prefer to spot these levels and then trade into them. They give me a much better win rate than trying to trade out of the levels. I think NQ will retest yesterday's lows tomorrow. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's kind of a make or break level. You know, NQ shorts yesterday into that weekly open was kind of what we wanted. To be honest, I think there's a higher chance you'll come up and grab the highs. And this could be a bit of a daily fake out to bring in some early sellers and this continues squeezing higher. We do have to keep in the back of our mind, you know, although we are having a bearish daily close, you know, that we're still at a huge level. 22,700 is massive support. But again, you know, we don't really have to worry too much about what might happen. You know, might we retest yesterday's lows? Maybe. The main decider of that would be maybe a closure back below a level of support, for example. If we close back below here, then we could be like, oh, okay, cool, great. Now yesterday's low could be a nice target. But when we're all the way up here, we don't really have to worry too much about what might happen. We want to be thinking about what's right in front of us. So could we come down and grab these lows? Yeah, maybe. Is it our job to worry about what's down here when we're all the way up here? Personally, not really. We want to be trading what's right in front of us. And what's right in front of us is price grabbing lows here and closing bullish. So as of right now, with this 4 hour closing very bullish, anything down here to me is not of any thought process. I'm not really too worried about what's down here or what's down here or, you know, what's down here. We've grabbed lows and we've closed bullish. So I want to be reacting to that first, which to me, most logical thing would be to come up and retest 22,800. Try not to get too caught up on what you think might happen. Try and see the markets from that, you know, if-then perspective. If price breaks this, then we'll do this. I'm still watching gold, guys. Still watching gold. Nothing. You're not missing anything. It's literally moving like five ticks maybe. Move like 20 ticks. And what I mean by that, you know, in if-then situation is if we break this level, then I can go short. But as long as we hold above this, then I should just be reacting to longs. Yeah, gold grabbing the nice lows nice here, guys. I'm watching this on my other screen. We just came down. We just tagged these 4 hour lows here and instantly rejecting. Could we come down and grab these lows? Maybe. Let's see how this 15 is going to close. So like we said, anyone who's buying here on gold stops at this first level just got squeezed out. So you guys learned, you saved yourself. You made money here by saving yourself a loss. If you would have been the one who would be trying to buy here and sitting your stops down just below, well then cool. You've made money by saving yourself a loss. And there's no top wick here. So could you break out here? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. First 30 minutes of the London Open here. Just wait for the candle to close. So any any early buyers here getting squeezed out here on gold, which is nice. That's what we like to see. Yeah, NQ does grab highs and lows like gold does. Yep. The only thing is that you do have to correlate. NQ and ES, because sometimes, which you don't really ever do on you don't ever really do it on gold. There's nothing that it correlates to from this perspective. But let's say if you have both these charts linked. Yeah, let's remove this. So say you got NQ here and you got ES here. What you will find is if you look yesterday on ES, what did we not do yesterday? Let's actually just get rid of all this analysis for a second. Way too much going on here. What did we not do yesterday here on ES? You never grabbed the lows. So if you were trying to short ES down into these lows, but you weren't watching the NQ chart, what are we on here? Hourly. Let's go hourly and hourly. Well, you can see here, we came down and grabbed the lows. So if anything, as NQ's grabbing these lows, this is a great stop. Because price shouldn't need to grab this low. Why? Because ES shouldn't need to grab these lows here. Why? Because NQ's grabbed the lows. Therefore, you have a very valid stop if you want to trade ES instead, which I think was actually a much nicer setup. So yeah, NQ does follow the same principles of grabbing previous highs and lows like gold does. Sometimes ES can grab it, sometimes NQ doesn't need to. But for the most part, it's usually NQ that is more manipulated down into these levels. And I think ES does move nicer, to be honest. First 50-minute of the London session coming up here, guys. Let's have a look. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yes, yeah. Same as S&P 500. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Where are we? Where's Goldie? Goldie. Where's our Goldie chart gone? Here. So, where do these levels come from? Let's clean this up a bit. We got way too much going on here. Is this my wrong chart? Is that the right chart? Yeah, cool. We've got way too many levels going on here. Let's get rid of this. Did these all just appear out of nowhere? Did I already have these on? I don't think I did. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of... That was yesterday's level. This isn't of interest. So first 15-minute of the London session here, guys. Let's have a look. So what do? We came down, grabbed the lows. We're still closing bearish, though. Is there the possible for a pullback trade here? I mean, you have a decent valid stop. If you were to flip back bullish, what would your stops be down there? Where would your targets be? That's the only concern. Where's your targets? Where's your targets? If you just start drawing imaginary risk to reward, then you're trying to force it. I mean, it's not the worst trade in the world here. You know, market executed now, risking if you break back down below this level. My only concern is where are you buying into? Because you look at how the previous hourly closed, we still did grab highs and close bearish. So the only place I can really see is, you know, maybe a pullback into these levels. Like I say, it's not the worst trade in the world, but there's no real targets. Because remember, these highs did grab some previous highs here. Maybe you pull back into that view up. How do I see copper? Let's have a look. Goldie's got time here, guys. Goldie's got time. Let me just go 30-minute chart here. No top wicks in the previous 30s. Copper, let's have a look. Copper, let's see. Copper is copper's back into that tough daily range again. Oh, nice. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look, Jamie. Let's have a look, man. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'd like it to re-grab that lows. You got your value area low there, Jamie, right at that next liquidity target as well. So you literally could tap into them lows and then wick, which is kind of pretty much exactly what I have, which is nice. I would love it to see it squeeze lower, to be honest. If gold could squeeze down these lows, yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to see that. Now let's have a look here on copper. Well, you know, the first thing we do before we jump on any 5-minute chart, guys. I know it's so easy to sometimes jump on your charts and, you know, jump straight to the 5-minute and get super eager and super excited. But the first thing I do before I look at any lower time frame chart is how did yesterday close? To me, this looks interesting for a pullback. So what did we do yesterday? Yesterday we came up, we liquidated some highs, which was a nice breakout level, and held resistance. So could you be seeing copper come for a little bit of a pullback to this breakout level at $5? Yeah, if not into maybe some lows down here. I guess if you squeeze a little bit higher, you could form this head and shoulders, guys. You know, I love the head and shoulders patterns. The reason I love the head and shoulders patterns is because the head is always the liquidity grab. I don't like a head and shoulders just because it's head and shoulders. I like head and shoulders formations because the head is the liquidity grab. Now, 4-hour time frame here on copper, we just grabbed lows and we did just close bullish. So you wouldn't want to be too eager to jump in shorts just yet. A little bit choppy here since about 5 a.m. London time. However, if you can close, let me just see here. I would say if you can close back below 5.1 here on copper. No, that's actually too high. Yeah, here, around here. Just kind of look to the left. It's a little bit choppy. Around big support, massive fake out, support, big breakout, support, breakout. So I would say a closure below here on copper, and you could be looking for a decent pullback short, because that was a huge liquidity grab yesterday. You came up and grabbed the highs of the range twice. Here was your highs of the range here. So again, same thing as gold, guys. Gold's still squeezing low, which is nice. Same thing here, guys. What do? People jump in shorts here. Same thing as gold. Where do they sit their stops? Right above the resistance. Price comes up, grabs the highs, stops out any people. They probably try and short again. Where's their stop loss go again? Right above the high again. Comes up for a double liquidity grab, which you don't see very often. And then you have the breakdown. So now that you have liquidated these highs here, which was last week's high, you've also grabbed the highs of Monday. Sorry, not Monday, Tuesday, and had a breakdown. I would say shorts below here or sells up here. Shorts around 5.13 for sells or closure back below here. And you have decent targets back down into these lows at 5.06. Yeah, gold's still squeezing low here, guys. No top wick. No top wick. Let me just have a look at NQ. Now NQ's having a bit of a breakdown here. Let's have a look. Where did my... did I lose my analysis? Here we go. Here we go. So cool. Now you get a bit of a breakdown. Now you could say pullback on NQ would make sense. Bit of both, man. Bit of both. Buy stop, sell stop, market execute. Bit of both. Probably just probably market execute most of the time. Just 30-minute, leave it, walk away. Depends on the market as well. If price is ranging, if price is trending, then you can just market execute. But if price is ranging, then you want to probably set the buy and sell stops, so you don't get trapped in like right now on gold. If you set gold the buy stop on the flip of the 30 instead, here, and it keeps pushing down. Well, if you set your buy stop there, then you're not getting tagged in. So as the more it pushes down, you can just cancel, which is good for ranging markets. But when you're trending, you can just market execute. There's no right or wrong way to do it though. Oh, look at that on Goldie. Yeah, if gold continues selling off here, guys, the next target will be this next level here, which is around 35s. Is it worth shorting into there? 30 ticks, not really. However, below these lows, be watching for a potential pullback. Potential pullback, guys. Potential pullback. So yeah, we had a lovely call on the euro yesterday. Let's see if we can get any euro analysis today. What would we want to see on the euro today? Do you ever pair silver with gold, like pairing NQ and ES? No, not really, man. Not really. I honestly don't really watch silver. I don't I don't correlate gold with anything, to be honest. For intraday trading, gold does what gold needs to do. I've never really found anything that there's enough correlation to say that this actually works well, other than just being able to read gold. Gold's one of them markets where I haven't found anything to correlate it with at all. If you can just get good at just reading gold, you'll get good trades on gold. Gold having a decent sell-off here, guys. Gold having a very decent sell-off here. The reason I haven't jumped in longs is there's no breakout and there's no targets. If you guys did buy that on gold, it wasn't the worst trade in the world, but it certainly wasn't the best trade in the world. Let's have a look here. What have I done? I've just broken it. What have I broken? Where have we gone? Yeah, let's have a look at the euro here. Daily time frame on euro. Look at that, closed very bullish. Yeah, correlation to Trump's correlation to Trump tweets. That's about it. Thank you for the explanation. Yeah, of course, man. The reason I asked is because I've only been using the buy and sell stops. Yeah, it's good. Missing some trades. Yeah, the thing is, with using the buy and sell stops, you want to be doing it at good areas as well. Like, what you don't want to do is put a buy stop and you get tagged in it by right of resistance. That's the time where I find that the buy stops can go wrong. For instance, here on gold today, like, let's say if you put a buy stop on the break of this 15-minute high here today because you're like, okay, cool, I think price is... Say if you put a buy stop on the flip of this 15 today because you're like, oh, I think price is going to come up and grab these highs. Well, the reason you wouldn't put a buy stop there is because you're buying at resistance, which you definitely don't want to do. So if I'm going to put in a buy stop because I want to target these highs for whatever reason, well, I still want to do it at a good area. That's the only time to be careful of putting the flips. But if you're trading the 30-minute, you can just execute. What are we looking at? The euro. Let's have a look. So, gold's having a sell-off. Euro is also selling off, which is surprising. US dollar have a nice squeeze higher. Let's see. Sammy's fast asleep, snoring on the couch. Look, you can just about see him. Oh, he caught me staring at him. That's what Sammy thinks of. That's what Sammy thinks of the markets this week. Sammy's taking it easy this week, fast asleep. Euro, yes, they ended up closing pretty bullish, coming down for a nice bottom wick here today. Remember, Euro has had a huge breakout for the first time since, breaking highs of 2022, which is huge. But with yesterday closing so bullish, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this continue squeezing higher. Very similar to gold. Could you come down and squeeze some lows before going higher? Yeah, possibly. And you could have some nice targets. So I'd say buys below here or a potential fake out back above here on the euro. Buys above here up into this liquidity level or buys back down below here. Gold having a strong sell-off here, guys. Strong sell-off, no top wick on the hourly. No top wick on the hourly means it can be created at any point. I'd have loved to have got short here because you're shorting into where most people are trying to buy. That's the main thought process today. You've opened and just squeezed. London's not been the easiest this week, guys. To be honest, I don't know if any session has been easy this week. That's why it's always good just, sometimes you just have to stay neutral, The very profitable months is they'll come, but it doesn't mean you need to be, trading every single day. Gold and the DXY, not for intraday trading. Maybe for swing trading, but to be honest, nothing is going to tell you something before the other one moves. Like gold's not going to, DXY is not going to have a push and then gold's going to catch up. They're going to move the same anyway. You've seen the move in sync sometimes as well. Maybe for swing trading, you might want to correlate it. But for intraday trading, I personally don't find it. Looking at DXY brings any value personally. Gold still squeezing down here, guys. Let's have a look at NQ. NQ getting some volume. Look at that. Gold selling off. NQ selling off here as well. Again, though, not much of a top wick here. You grab the highs here. Closed bearish. Continuing to squeeze. But look at where you're coming into. This could be a big support level to get bought up on NQ. I don't know how long-lived sells will be here on NQ, guys. First 30-minute London session coming up here, guys. Let me go back to gold. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, lots going on this week, man. Lots going on this week. So say dollar versus Swiss franc correlates a bit with gold. Oh, interesting, man. Interesting. That's something I've never looked at. That's interesting. Gold tapping into previous 4-hour lows here as well, guys. Could we get bought back up below these 4-hour lows, or are we actually going to break these and come for a deeper pullback? That's the big question here. Nothing super eager jumping out right now. Even this push down here, you can see it's very, very like, you know, you're holding support and you're closing, big wick rejection, filling it in, big rejection, filling it in. I think a lot of people are trying to catch some bottoms here on gold and keep getting squeezed out. By the time most people are getting squeezed out, that's then when you see the decent move come in. Remember, guys, it's NFP week and 4th of July on Friday as well. That's why I'm trading these combines and taking my time with the markets. We can't trade USD yen, but I will have a look at. We can look at the yen. Let's have a look. We did have a look at the yen yesterday as well. I think it had a big trend line breakout. Let's see. Oh, back below. Look at this. Let's see. So where did we come yesterday? So we have some highs up here. So I can't remember what we had yesterday, but we have this very big breakout here on the yen. You're tapping into yesterday's low. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some potential longs on the yen below yesterday's low. To me, this could be an interesting area to watch for longs on the yen. Again, it's a much higher time frame outlook. I've never day traded the yen to want to look at the 5-minute to know how it's going to move. If it moves anything like gold, could you target these lows before seeing the push? Maybe. The little arrows everywhere. Kind of, if you close below, then you could squeeze down a little bit more. That's a very decent sell-off on the yen yesterday. You broke above, huge hourly fake out because you closed right back below, and a big sell-off here. Big sell-off. NQ's taking the lows. Let's have a look. Yeah, interesting. Now, how you react around the support is going to be very interesting. So we just had the first 30-minute close here, guys. This support could hold here. You're not going to want to buy against that 30 just yet, but that could hold. So gold here came down, grabbed the lows. Couldn't actually close below the previous 30-minute low, which could be a first sign of supports being formed for that pullback. Nothing's super clear here this morning, guys. We have to be very patient this week. Have you ever been liquidity? Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of times. That's the only way I know how to look at gold the way I do now, because I was always the one getting stopped out before the real move happened. And it still happens sometimes as well, definitely. Sometimes, you do get times on gold, which I've kind of found more so in Asia than anything, where you do actually grab highs one more time before the push. Like you could, let's say if you have some resistance here, it only really ever happens in Asia, where you could have the resistance, then you come up, grab the highs, close back below, then re-grab them one more time, and then finally have the push. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, gold sometimes can do that. It actually did it here on the futures chart on Monday. So you can see here how you grab these highs here and then push down. But this high here actually came all the way back up. It's very minor, but it's very important, and came up and re-grabbed the highs one more time. So I would have absolutely been the liquidity on that sense. It didn't do it on the currency, but it did do it on the futures, and I would have had my stop above the previous high. So it may have just came up and squeezed you out, where you would have been the liquidity, before it then ended up actually having the drop again. Where is it? Here. Which, on the currency chart, you didn't actually re-grab the highs, but on the futures you came up for that extra grab, and then you had the big sell-off. How long have you been trading? I've been trading for about 7 years, man. About 7 years. What the symbols can we trade? I only know ES and NQ. Hey, you're in the right place. Because I only trade gold. I personally only trade gold. I have only ever traded gold to get all the payouts, all the funded accounts. I personally only trade gold. So hopefully you can tune in, you know. I'm sure you guys on the New York session crush NQ with the guys on fast markets on Topstep. Well, hopefully here in the London session, you get a better understanding of gold. You can add gold to your toolkit. NQES and gold, more than enough. To me, just gold's enough. But if you guys do want to, you know, add in some other markets, yeah. Yeah, possible longs on NQ. Yep, possible. The only thing with NQ is you have just closed bearish. So although you do have nice support here, this is a pretty strong push. So if I do want to see buys on NQ, I need to see some sort of fake out confirmation. I personally wouldn't be wanting to trade against this push down. It's a pretty decent push down in the London session. You grab highs, you close bearish, you continue selling off. So I would wait for at least maybe a 15 closure above, and then you could potentially buy it. Gold's still squeezing low here, guys. Next target on gold, I would love to be in these shorts, would be down here. Hey from Australia. Hey man, love tuning in on my last hour of work on site. Thank you, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Good to have you here. Even just listening on the go, you guys can pick up some key tips. We don't have to be looking for trades 24/7 to be able to gain some value here. They hardly talk about gold and fast markets. Yeah, they love the NQ. They love the NQ and the ES. I've seen more of the Topstep guys jumping on gold, which is good. I've seen Dakota jumping on gold more. Coach Jay's been jumping on gold more as well, which is good. It's good to see more people jumping on gold. Gold, it depends, you know, there's different personality characteristics for certain markets. If you are someone who is much more fast-paced and you love the quick in and out moves, which I don't think is the best approach for newer traders, gold's a fantastic option because gold does require and teach a lot of patience. But if you are patient on gold and you focus on high time frame closures, you can still get fantastic trades. Fantastic trades. Like yesterday on gold, although it was pretty hard to catch, if you actually measure how much gold actually moved, you know, it's like 500 ticks. That's like one contract, a $5,000 trade. It just takes a lot longer. So if you like to scalp, you know, NQ might be better. If you like to day trade and give your trades a little bit more breathing room, gold can be fantastic. Just want to let you know, you and D are the best traders in my opinion. Thank you very much. I wish I can learn more from you guys. Hey, keep tuning into the streams. You've got free streams here for me for the London Open. Then you got D right after me as well. So I appreciate it. And keep tuning in. Little by little, day by day, everything will start to make more sense. But yeah, it's been a pretty quiet week for me this week, guys. Pretty quiet week for me this week. It's expected though, you know, come on this week I wasn't expecting. The good thing is, you know, we're not jumping in loads of losses. I think a lot of people will be jumping in a load of trades this week and be getting stung pretty badly. Whereas me, I've been very patient. I've understood the news, the short week, NFP, 4th of July, and I'm like, no, I don't need to trade this week. But if I do, you know, if I still want to give a trade a shot, just because I want to get a feel for the markets, we'll just do it on a combine. It doesn't always have to be, you know, going all in on a funded account. Had a payout come through from Topstep as well yesterday, which was nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do believe gold will be gold shorts in July will be nice. Yeah. Do I have my own channel? Yes, I do. Topstep have kindly pinned my own channel below. I did post a video yesterday of a trade breakdown from last week, I believe. Yeah, I do believe this could be a bearish month for gold. to me, this is price creating a big top wick before having a squeeze down. Santa, drop me a message on Instagram, man. There you go, Bruno. Thank you, man. Yeah, to me, this could still be a very bearish month on gold. I do like the way how gold's opened and instantly pushing up within the first 2 days of the trading month, because I kind of look at this and I go, is this enough of a nice one, Stuart? Appreciate tuning in. Is this enough of a monthly bottom wick? I don't think so. I personally don't think this is going to be the low of the month, and you're just going to see a huge push. To me, this could easily, if this reflips bearish, we could be coming down for a decent short on gold. Come down into June's low and potentially down into May's low. So for a swing opportunity, yeah, I do like gold shorts in July. I do believe July is typically a bullish month for NQ. Let's have a look. There's probably a way how we can see the historical. Well, let's have a quick look here. Let's have a look. I just think if July is typically a bearish or bullish month. Where are we last year? So July last year, very bullish. Previously, wow, bullish again. Look at that. Let's have a look here. July bearish. Not really enough to gain a decision. Kind of bullish. I mean, it's only 3 years worth of data, so it's not really enough to say. Very bullish. I mean, looking at the past 5 years, July's been very bullish for NQ. Sorry, gold, which is surprising. I actually thought it'd be very bullish for NQ. Where's NQ? Where are we? July, kind of doji. July 23, bullish. Bullish again on NQ. Yeah, bullish. Which is why I do love. I think longs this month on NQ are much nicer, to be honest. Look at this monthly on NQ. This is huge. To me, if this flips bullish, you're coming up for a big push on NQ this month. That's why I'm still buying and holding stocks. And then maybe towards the end of the year, towards the quieter, wintry months again, it could be more bearish. Long NQ. Let's see. 3 minutes. 3 minutes for a fake out. Yeah, for a sample size, I'd want at least, like, you know, maybe past 10 years or so. And when Trump's president, I think it's a whole different story. Yeah, potential 50-minute fake out on NQ. I'd want to see the 50-minute closure. Also, you do have gold kind of hovering around these lows here. You're failing to drive up. You're also failing to break back lower. So gold's pretty much in the exact same places where we jumped on here, guys. Zoom guys, give me 2 seconds. So yeah, I'll wrap up there early today, guys. We've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes. The markets are looking very choppy here, guys. There was a nice call on gold to come down and squeeze these lows, but there wasn't really a short opportunity for me. There was some nice sells in Asia. Now, I do like gold buys up into like 57s, but I would like to see us come down and squeeze some lows before seeing that. But be careful trading today, guys. Like I'm saying to you guys, you know, you don't have to be going all in every single day trading your fund accounts and, you know, going all in on the combines. If you're not too sure on the markets, given it's NFP tomorrow, 4th of July on Friday, accept it, reduce your size, save your mental capital, because I can guarantee you July is going to be a great month with a lot of volume in most markets. It just doesn't have to come this week. This week is a very choppy week. So preserve not only your monetary capital, but also your mental capital. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow, where we will end the week off strong. I'm going to head home, enjoy the rest of the evening, take a break from the charts, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.